Hi Felters, and welcome to my studio. Now you guys have seen me in this room in most of my videos. It's quite a small room. It's probably about 3 meters by about 5. It's our study, and I'm really lucky to have this room to call my own and to put all my stuff in. But I've never actually given you a proper tour, so I'm going to give you a proper tour around. We're going to have a look at all the walls I've got, all the tools, all the needles, all the little bits and bobs, and all the interesting things that I use. And this month I managed to earn just over £1,500, that is. So I'm really pleased that I am able to generate that amount of income from this tiny little room here and from my mobile phone. Let's have a look round. So here we are, coming in the door, and that's my view out there with the houses. You guys have seen that quite a few times. But let's start here with this bookcase thing. It's really, really good. I got it from a school. I got it on eBay, and it was covered in glitter. It was really great because they probably used it as cubby holes for all the children or for their... I think the amount of glitter and glue in there, it had all their paperwork and all their pictures that they'd done. But anyway, I managed to clean it all up, and it's really, really useful. I fit quite a lot of stuff in there. It was quite heavy. So starting at the top, I have, this is all my jewellery stuff. I used to make and sell jewellery. I used to do a lot of beaded bracelets, and I used to sell them on Etsy. So that's how I sort of started working from home. I'm going to keep it all because I quite like doing things every now and again. It's always good to have. These are my needle felting books, and I do still use them quite a bit. I did a review on quite a few of the books. There's a new book coming out by Cindy Lou Thompson. You can pre-order it on Amazon. I'm going to review that as soon as I can. So those are my books. There's a YouTube one. These are my stands for my horses' heads. I got them. This is full of shells. That was from a friend of mine. So this is a base for my horses' heads, and I drill a hole in the top, and this is how it works. There's a little horse's head there. He's on a stand, and I normally varnish them as well. This was used as a stand as well for one of my other horses. It's quite a nice olive wood. And then I've got my paints out the back here ready to start sort of learning about painting hooves and horns and making them look a little bit more realistic. Then we go, let's go through the unit. So I've got my candles. I get them from a lovely lady, Puffin Croft. She was on TV a while ago. She's up at St John o' Groats, I think it is, at the top. She's got a little farm up there. She's on Facebook. But yeah, the Crofter's Candle. What a lovely name. But I love my candles from her. She does a really nice, they smell delicious. Then I've got a few other, this is for watering the plants, which I'll talk about in a minute. This is a lint remover that I use every now and again just to get a really smooth finish. Then I've got all my paperwork. This is where I saw Felt Matters magazine. I've got one here actually that's just arrived that I've got to read. That is where I get my insurance as well. It's the International Felt Makers Association, for those of you that don't know. And they do insurance for you to sell things on Etsy, and at craft fairs it's about £42, and it's included in the price of getting the magazine as well. So that's why it's really, really good. And then I've got a few other bits and bobs, sort of things for inspiration up there. This is my stamp that I got to stamp my boxes for posting. See, it says Felts by Philippa. It's quite good, but you have to wait for it to dry, so it's a little bit annoying. And then I've just got, oh yeah, these are my pin badges that I did for my patrons when they first joined. I've got one over here. I have put a couple of them, Needle Felting Addict. It's a lovely metal black shiny pin badge. It's got a little heart on it. I've popped the ones I've got left on Etsy because I'm not doing them anymore on my Patreon. This is my electricals. So I use for voiceovers a really simple Fantaseal. It was honestly about £10–15, a little microphone that I attached to my phone itself. And then I've got, obviously this is my iZettle for when I go to craft fairs. This is my bum bag full of money that I wear at craft fairs. I really recommend keeping your money on you. And this is where I store all of my videos. It's like a portable drive separate to YouTube, so I keep them all forever. And I think at the back there, that orange thing is my needle felting machine, which I use every now and again. This is a new camera I've just got for the dogs. It's I can actually put it on the dogs. It's a teeny weeny little camera. yeah, it's just inside that thing there. So because you know I've got a dog channel as well. Then I've got, this is all my Fimo clay that I use for doing hooves and horns. And I bought this kit originally and it had a very cheap clay in it. But I use all the tools in there. It works quite well. And so I use the Fimo clay as well. Then I've got driftwood from Fleece for You, Zoe Robson. She did a really good deal. This is some items that I haven't finished. We've all got them. Whips, work in progress, aren't they? So this was a deer I started a long time ago, a stag. It's sort of a lying down one. One day I might finish it. This is something I've started and I will finish at some point. The colours are down there. I wonder if anyone can tell what it is. He needs a tail and legs, obviously, but I will get around to that soon. Now here's my packaging. So I wrap my items in tissue paper. Then I've got an address label just in there that are pre-printed, makes life a lot easier. Then I've got, oh, let's turn it round. These are my leaflets that I put in, care instructions, and then a little bit about myself. That works quite well. And I put them on my table at craft fairs. Then I've got cards. A lot of people still like to pick up little cards at craft fairs. So needle felting artist, and then just some details on the back. Then I've just got a packing tape, and I also put these on normally at craft fairs. Thank you for supporting my small business. This one here is wire armature. The main wire armature I use is 1mm craft wire off Amazon. I list it below. Then I've got some floristry, I think it's called floristry tape, and you wrap it round. I do videos on wire armature, quite extensive ones, shows you how to do that. And then I've got some bits and pieces I used for how to do whiskers, and I just like it all in there because I just grab it out. Ooh, pop back in. And then pipe cleaners, loads of pipe cleaners to keep me busy. And then I've got Mum's Makery stuff just in here, some templates. I've got a couple of really nice ones to do for some videos coming up. Then this is some of my wools I have stored. So I've got all the wools all down here. This is a Teeswater, I think. And then I've got a ton of blue-faced Leicester. This is all washed, ready to start making some more sheep. And then here we go with the wools. It's quite difficult, I find, to keep wools where they should be, because you're constantly grabbing things. So this is my Highland cow colours. Then I go down through the browns and I try and keep all the browns here. I've got a couple of odd whites down there. I did used to do sewing, so I've got some material all through the bottom. This is for my door. It matches my cushion, but the door's shut at the moment. It just stops it blowing in the wind. And then I've got some greys and blacks, really good black, that one from World of Wool. It's carded Perendale bat. So the bats are the big, they're about 200 grams, so they're a big flat sheet, and I buy quite a lot of bats. Oh, then I've got some more blue-faced Leicester, and that's a natural colour from Zoe Robson, and then an autumnal colour. And then I've got, this is a Teeswater, I think, and it's dyed sort of Highland cow colour. Then I've got these are the ones from Crafty Fibres UK when I worked with them, nicely wrapped in paper, which was good. Some lovely alpaca mixes, really beautiful and soft. I've got some neps in there, or neeps, neps I think you call them. Then I've got quite a few colours. These are from Claire's Crafts Creates. She does the DHG walls are lovely. The colours are just so amazing. Then I've got a couple of odd ones that I just don't know where to put. Some blues down the bottom. This was from World of Wool. It's a discovery pack, so it's got lots of different breed types in it, which are really, really interesting, just to see the different breed types and what you get. Obviously, I did a video on that, sort of talking all through the different breed types. So these are for my craft fairs, and I stack them up on my table, but when they're back here they're just sort of empty, full of boxes. I have got a load of cookie cutters in that bottom one, which is really good. Then we've got a chair with my little Dachshund cushion plants. You guys have seen I've started to get quite a few plants, and some are alive, some are not, and that one's definitely dead. So I think I overwater them actually. This is my map, which has some red dots on it for places that my felts have been sent to. I did have to stop with the UK because basically it would have just covered it up. But I've got some at the top there. I've got one down in Australia. I think there's 2 or 3 down in Australia now. And I had it specially made, Felts by Philippa map. It's so sweet. And then I won this art competition handicrafts. I came third. I got a rosette, so I'm really happy for my Exmoor pony. So he was entered into it's the Exmoor Pony Society centenary celebration, so I was really pleased about that. And then on the back of the door I've got a load of wools. Again, this is just, sometimes you just don't know where to put things, but the good thing about this on the back of the door is it just fits over the top and you can see what you've got at a glance, which is why, I mean, if I could have this all over the wall I probably would, because it's a lot easier. And then shall we move round? Oh, well, yeah. So I have my tree in the corner that I take to craft fairs. It works so well for hanging things on, gets them up off the table and shows people, you know, what the baubles do, because you can put them on door handles or you can, you know, hang them on trees. So it just demonstrates it really well and it gives me a bit more space. And then I've got, obviously I've got my mug and one of my bags that I do now in my Etsy shop. And then this is the whale that I finished recently. It's so lovely. And then I've got my lovely sign at the back, Felts by Philippa. I had that made and it was about £40 off Etsy. It's like metal and wood. It's really good quality. It just gives me a studio feeling. I really like it. And then I've got some other bits and bobs that are for sale on Etsy. Normally these 3 shelves are full and these shelves across here are full of things before I go to a craft fair. So I know I have enough stuff then. This is some of my bats. Sorry, that's one of my bats and bats. They go up here because they're so big. And the same with down here. This is a carded Perendale bat. I use them an awful lot as core wool. I really like them. And then the Cheviot slithers as for wrapping legs and things. And then a couple of other, that's a fawn and a dark fawn. Then I've got all of these mixture of colours here that I like doing the Highland cows in. It is just about trying to keep things together with what you've got. And see, again, I've got some locks here and some locks there that should be over on the other side, but I can't organise everything. And then I've got a beautiful ballet black nose picture there, which I might get up at some point. Going up here, these are some items that I've ordered from people and I've won. I won this from Hebridean Hand Felts from Michelle, one of my patrons. I ordered that from PD Felts. It's absolutely exquisite. It's so good. And then this was Lorraine. Recently I talked about it on my vlog. She makes these, the perfect plant that I can't kill, thank goodness. And then moving up, we have my sewing kit. So I need that quite handy when I'm doing baubles. So that's why I have it up there. And then, oh goodness, what's up here? That was a video I did. It's to try and raise your felting so you're not looking down. I did a video on how to avoid injuries during felting. Then I've got, this is my glue. Oh, I can't reach, there we go. Bostik all-purpose glue. I've got about 6 of them up there because they keep disappearing. I think the family keeps stealing them. Then I've got all of my spare needle felting mats just put up there ready to use at some point. And then going down here, these are egg boxes from Claire's Crafts Creates, which they're lovely sample boxes of the DHG wools, really gorgeous. And I did a video on those, going through them. Then I've got a couple of kits that I've got to do over the next few weeks and months. This is my board, which I just put all the handwritten notes, some codes that I need to keep, and that's a World of Wool thing. I think you could like colour that in, couldn't you? It's quite sweet. But yeah, so I just keep a few bits and bobs up there. Then I've got my sewing machine, which I did a bit of sewing. I did some sewing classes when I first came up here, and I really like sewing, but it's just hard work. So let's go through across here. So my wool buddy with my needles that I use all the time. Let's pull it over here. Oh, that's the new Felt Matters magazine I'm currently reading. So this is a clover pen with, they are 38 triangular in. And then I use this 36 triangular an awful lot. Then we've got a mixture. This is 240 spirals just rubber banded together. And then the most popular needle felting tool that I use, I absolutely love it because it's really comfortable. It does fit 8. but it's got 440 spirals in it, all from Heidi Feathers. Well, the majority of my needles are Heidi Feathers anyway. Then this is my pad from Emily Harvey Art, list of things to do, so I always have that out and about, always looking at it and changing it every couple of weeks. Then this is my book where I literally put everything in that I'm thinking about, designs I'm thinking of doing or trying to do. That was my ghost pumpkin pony that I did. So lots of ideas go into there. This is my tax book, I suppose you'd call it. So everything I buy, whoop, there we go, I write it all down, and then I can just easily add it up. So I used it for last year, using it for this year. And then this was my Patreon details. I can't show you in that one, just so I knew who'd had what PDF, who'd had what pin badge, so I could keep up to date with it. This is just bits and bobs, so I'm not going to go into that one. This is my needle bus stop, as someone called it. It just holds extra bits, and sometimes I have it out with me when I've got my mat here if I need extra things. Tape measure, essential. These are little tags that I had done off Etsy. They are so sweet with my little symbol on them. They weren't much, and then I put them on items with a little bit of cord, and they look quite smart. I do it on the bigger items normally. This is, I use this a lot, so it's got my glue, my owl, scissors. These are the Fimo clay little things that help me get ridges for horns. So I use that's sort of in and out quite a bit. So if I'm working, I just literally put it beside my mat, and then I can put it back in. And then this is all my needles. I've got tons. And then all the cards that go with them, which is essential to keep them. It's really important you keep those. Flat nose pliers, round nose pliers, which I sort of had from jewellery making, but flat nose pliers I use an awful lot. This is to help, it's an brow eyelash thing, but I use this sometimes to comb things out very gently. Then I've got a bit of Gorilla Glue I'm trying out. This is my tape that I use for the top of my needles. See that needle there just on the end, and it just keeps it, it's an electrical tape, and it just makes it easier to hold. This is one of the bells I use for my Valet Black Nose Sheep. 2 coasters out for when I'm doing ears, and then a couple of other bits and bobs. This is lavender spray, great for keeping away the moths, and it smells delicious. Let me just grab this out. So here we go, grab this out, it's easier. These are for cleaning my mats, lint removers, work really, really well. Then I've got my carders, got ribbon. Again, more ribbon off Etsy for baubles. This is full of eyes. There we go. From Cello Express. Just makes it easier having them all in one place. Then this was eyes I bought a long time ago when I first started, and I'm still using it. Really good little metal backs. Horse for anatomy. Then I've got a brush pad, a punch tool. This is for combing out as well. It's very gentle. It's a clover tool. And then this is the cord I use to attach the tags on. And then just other bits and bobs, and nothing important in there. And then let's just push that back. There we go. So that's all of it really for my desk. And just to say, this is what I use for filming, and it attaches up here. It's so easy. And then my light is literally clamped up there. This is the best light for me for working in, let alone trying to film in. Absolutely, really one of the best things I bought. And it's a ring light. It's about £12. So, and then just quickly show you under the table the stuff we sort of cram away. So that's for my fairs, those crates, and I've got sort of tablecloth and a couple of other bits and bobs stored in there all the time. This is a Barbet wool order. This is full of wool. There's a washed Valet fleece in there, which is going to be the next one I'm going to use. And then I've got a Herdwick fleece, and I've got some other bits and bobs. And then these ones here, I've got a sewing bag at the back, which I talked about my sewing. And then this one is full of wools that I'm going to do sort of sheep effects, and that some more in there. So don't want to go in there. And then I'll just show you what I've also got in the garage. I was just going to say as well, with the desk, you just need everything to hand is the issue, to be able to reach stuff and to be able to reach the walls just over there. And then I can reach behind me for walls here. I just try and make it all quite close, so you're not getting up all the time and sitting down, although it is healthy to get up and down quite a bit. So here we are in the garage. There's the running machine. I don't use it that much. And this is where I keep some of my boxes, my bags. So I have lots of bags when I go to craft fairs. I have plastic envelopes. And then these are, I don't use so much, but we've got more tape and some more boxes, different shapes down there. These are smaller ones. These are large ones. I need to order some more of these. And then we've got some bubble wrap. And also at the top here, I recycle packaging that comes from like Amazon and try to reuse it in there. But this is just really handy, having this out here. It just gives me a bit more room next door. And then, oh dear, even worse. Here we go. So that's another Valet sheep's wool in there. This is Blue-Faced Leicester I've got to wash. And then this bin here, just take this one off. Herdwick at the top. And then, oh no. There's Herdwick at the top. There's more Valets. There's more Valets. So it's very sheepy smell in here. That's why it's out here. And I have got quite a lot of washing to do. So there we go. And also I forgot to mention chair. Chair is very important. This chair cost me about 80 to 90 pounds and it's really supportive. And then I use this cushion at the base of my back to make sure that I'm really, really comfortable. There we go. That's my studio. What's yours like? Let me know. Have you got a little space in the corner of the room? Do you sit on the floor like one of our ladies does in Patreon? Where do you do your needle felting? And also I wanted to put out a little call just to sort of ask, are there any things that you're struggling with needle felting? Any questions you need to be answered? I will try and answer them for you. I'll link a video on the screen now just to let you know and show you the different ways in which I earn money and how I turn this into a business. But thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon.